Our latest release, Call Your Friends, is the my favorite record that we've done. A lot of bands say like their latest records are like, oh, this is our favorite record that we've done, but I truly believe that this is my personal favorite one that we've done. I think all the songs, and I think it was I'm proud of it. So no bullshit there. Some of the other records, whew, they're shit sandwiches. We try to keep it fresh by having new ways of serving drinks on stage, having different drinks on stage, different props, which you might see today. This is my most favorite prop of all time. It's great. Apparently there was a dildo, and there was a roaming phantom dildo going through the crowd. And when kids were doing this, throwing up their minges, somebody was in the crowd just fucking them with their dildo. I could not stop laughing, and I couldn't sing the song. That's how funny it was. It was hysterical. And somehow that ended up on a mic stand. So the dildo's on some mic stand. It's weird. It's funny though. And there's another one too, but I can't tell you that one.
The next 6 months, we are getting out on the road a lot more than we probably ever have done. We're playing some big commercial festivals, which is, great for a band like us. We're playing Redfest, Why Not Festival. We're playing British Summertime with Black Sabbath. Playing New Age Festival.
Yep.
We're playing in Prague. At Jamrock, headlining the stage on the Friday night, and so we've got an exciting summer coming up. A couple of one-off shows with people like the Blackout, Death Havana. So yeah, it's a very exciting time for us, isn't it? To finally, we've put in the hard work, writing the record, and it's nice to sort of that it's paying off, and we can now play these shows to people. So
I'm starting to reap the benefits.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's great.
There's definitely a revival going on. It seems like it's like getting back to where it used to be.
It's cool. Yeah, definitely. Like especially over here in the UK. Like when we came over here and just saw the energy and the vibes and just of everything, especially here in Slam Dunk, it kind of like really expresses where the scene is at right now, and just kind of it expresses that revival kind of thing that's going on. And I mean, glad to be here at the right time, I would say. So it's awesome.
At festivals, kids seem to go harder, would you say?
I think so. I mean, they're there for the reason, especially when it comes to thing like Warped Tour, where it's like hot, everyone's there just knowing that they're going to be sweaty all day and just go as hard as they can, and just that's how it is. It's just a long, hot, sweaty, tiring day.
I was never in bands when I was younger. I only started playing guitar when I was 18, and I kind of missed that my first band stage. So I was like, my first band will be me playing acoustic songs. And I used to go by the name of Lost on Campus, and that's how I view my first band. That for a few years, and then when it was getting a bit better, I was like, right, I'll use my own name now and carry on the acoustic thing. But I have started playing with a full band for some bigger shows as well, so that's the direction I'm going to take it. Signed with Extra Mile 2 weeks ago. It's been something that's been talked about for a little while, and it's nice to just get it out there now and know that the record's coming out like later in the year, and kind of get all these plans nailed in, rather than being like, oh yeah, might be doing this, might be doing that, and now it's kind of like, right, I can press on with the album campaign.
We just celebrated the 10-year, actually the 11-year anniversary this year of I Am the Movie, and we had a bunch of footage because we used to actually travel with, we used to each take cameras before camera phones. That's how old we are. We've been on the road since before camera phones and before GPS and all that. So we decided to just take these old tapes, tapes, and go through and transfer it all to digital and just cut something together. So basically it's just kind of like, we were a young band in the van bored and just doing really stupid things, and we have a lot of footage of it, so we just thought it would be fun to put it out there and let people see it. And in addition to the like behind the scenes kind of stuff, it's just every song from the album in order, but different live versions from different places. So it's fun. It's a fun little like 45, 50 minute, you know, it's not really a documentary, it's just kind of a chapter, you know, from our earlier days on the road. We're in writing phase currently, and we're going to be making a new record in June. Hopefully full release by the end of the year or early next year. So it's been mostly writing. We've done a couple shows here and there, and actually we've done some really bizarre shows. We've done 2 acoustic shows where we played our first album, I Am the Movie, front to back, but totally different versions, just kind of re-envisioned, I guess it sounds kind of weird, but different keys, you know, different melodies, just to kind of have fun with it.
Started this year by releasing our debut album Good Luck, and then we went straight on tour with Mayday Parade.
And then more recently we went to Europe with Saves the Day, and then previous to Slam Dunk we just did a small headline tour, about 6 days, then we came straight here. So it's been quite an intense 6 months.
I think the record's been received quite well. It was definitely surprising. I mean, we sat on it for about a year, having had it recorded before it was released, and you know, we were showing people and people were like, this is great. But there's only so many times you can hear people say that before.
When it's such a long time to wait, there's always a period of sort of self-doubt when you're sort of like, is this actually any good? But it's been really positive from everyone, so it's really good.
It turned me into goo, praise whatever, it ended with a smile, 'cause for a bit of time, a little while, I expected you to save the day with sly remarks like he's
We put out the record. That was 6 months.
That was in February.
Yeah.
So
we did that.
That's been cool. People have been like singing at shows and stuff, so that's awesome. I think we sold out of the first pressing.
Yes.
And that was like a month or so ago. And like I said, we went on the Wonder Years tour. That was like right after it came out, and all the kids were singing it. And the internet seems to be generally happy with it. The coolest thing to see, which I don't know like why I liked it so much, but to see people say, I wasn't really into the first album, but I like this one. And I'm like, okay, I feel like that means we did something
honest,
right. Yeah, it's honest, but like we, you know, changed some things and didn't do the exact same thing again. So
yeah,
that felt good to hear.
Hit the Lights kind of took a break over this past year, just did some overseas stuff and kind of reevaluated if we wanted to do another record. None of our albums have ever been the same. They've always sounded a lot different, and I don't think this album is going to be any different from that, or as far as it's going to be its own thing, its own entity. But I think we're going to be more conscious about what people liked from previous albums, you know, what parts connected with people and what parts connected with us, so we can be in a position where we're making music that's still exciting to us, but it's also something that will make our fans happy, which I think is really important, especially if you want to tour and you want to continue to do so. So I think we're just going to be conscious of that. At the same time, I think there's some new elements that we haven't brought in yet that we're going to, with new guitar tunings and stuff, and I think a lot of people won't be expecting it, but I think it'll work for us. A record label called Pure Noise came into the picture and said they wanted to do a record with us, and so we decided we're going to do one more record and go in the studio with a dude named Kyle Black right after this tour pretty much and do a new record, and that should be out in the fall. So that's what we have lined up right now. After this, that's it.
The last 6 months we have been making our 4th album. We're about to be finished with it. The first single's already out, called The Right Direction. You know, July 4th is big in the US, it's Freedom Day. And it's the first time we're ever releasing an album for free. We've been a band 11 years, so it's kind of a big deal to us and all of our fans. So it's called 4, comes out July 4th. It is free, which is sweet. YouTube basically has made music free, let's just be honest. So, you know, once we discover that, which everybody else has discovered that, because you're a human being with the internet, then why beat around the bush? Why not just release it for free anyway? Because someone's just going to upload it to YouTube anyway and take it. So why not give them a better quality version at least, so they can have it? That's the concept. It's, you know, we always try to push it a little bit more experimental than the album before. Our first record was basically just kind of punk post-hardcore right out of the gate, which a lot of bands start that way because when you're younger, you're just in that world. And I was definitely one of those kids, and still am, for sure, even though I'm not a kid. But as you grow up, you know, your musical taste expand, and so the same thing happens in the band. So, I don't know, it's pretty heavy, I can say that. It's definitely a little more aggressive than our last 2 records. So if you like the heavy stuff, cool. If you don't, you probably won't like it. So.
I feel like there's a sense of this sort of contrived nature in music now, and I guess presupposition both with bands and with listeners, and everyone's expecting something. You know what I mean? And not to say that that it's all wrong, you know, because that's not for me to say. But personally, as an artist and in the band Let Live, I feel as though we're just there to hopefully not even so much facilitate, but create a soundtrack for an avenue for people to take down if they want to feel something, really. Yeah. I think it's more so just remembering, you know, a few things. One of those things being how lucky I am to be in a position where I can play music professionally. That's insane. You know, that's like on some like 99th percentile shit, you know, and I'm lucky. And then that definitely fuels my attitude when playing, and then also just everything prior in my life was sort of both prepared me as well as prompted me to be the person I am on stage, I guess. So I just remember everything, just try to honor all that when I'm on stage, really. We are home indefinitely until we feel as though we've created a product that is worthy of, you know, people that have supported us for so long. You know, we want to make sure we put out a record that is a thank you and sort of a record that people deserve, not just a record that we, you know, well, we want to write like this, you know, like we want to say thank you with the record. So that will actually call for an indefinite time off. And I feel as though with Let Live, we've seen it with the duration between Fake History and Black is Beautiful. People will in fact be supportive and be patient with us. So I think we're in a very auspicious position to do so. So we're gonna write. We're gonna write a lot of music for the next however long we have to. Yeah.